Hello everybody, I am Dr. Sunil Murikar and I am a consultant attached to Lilavati Hospital, and I am here today to talk about World Keratoconus Day. So what exactly is keratoconus and how do we prevent it, how do we treat it, and everything about it. So keratoconus is a condition in which the cornea or the front layer of the eye, the surface of the eye, the transparent portion of the eye, that is called the cornea. The cornea has got two surfaces. It has got a vertical surface and a horizontal surface. Normally the vertical and the horizontal surfaces are almost equal. What happens sometimes is that if my tone of my lid is high, the eyelid will press on the cornea and this surface will become more curved and this will become less curved. Sometimes what happens, so this is called astigmatism. But sometimes when the whole cornea starts bulging out, no? So the kerato is the cornea and the cornea becomes conical, that is called as keratoconus. Now whether this cornea will become conical or not is determined by genetics. So if my genes are such that I have a thin cornea or my nose are not right, then my cornea will start bulging out and become conical. When it starts bulging out, like in the front, we do what is called as a topography. So topography is like a geographical land. So the blue surfaces are like the sea, the green is like plains, the brown is like the mountains, and the red is the peak. So the cornea starts becoming conical, becomes a peak, that is where there can be a break. Now why would this happen? If my cornea is very thin, then it will start bulging out. Why would my cornea become thin? Because I am born with a thin cornea, or genetically I have a possibility of a thin cornea. Sometimes it may be because I am rubbing my eyes too much. So one of the main reasons why we get keratoconus is because I am rubbing my eyes. So I may have a gene, but it needs some environment for my gene to become manifest. So this rubbing will cause the cornea to start becoming thinner further and start bulging more. So keratoconus can be prevented if I were to stop rubbing. Now also, like my surface of the lips peel off during dry weather. So if my lip is dry, then it starts peeling off very easily. So I will start getting a itch or the urge to rub my eyes if my eyes are dry. So we also tell people that in a way, when whatever we talk about keratoconus, it is important to remember computer vision syndrome and try to blink often. So as I do this, then my lips are not dry. We blink often. We try to take breaks, look away from the computer for 20 minutes, for 20 seconds, count 1 to 20, and that is how I will prevent a dry eye. And if I prevent a dry eye by blinking properly, then the possibility of things worsening or me wanting to age and further leading to keratoconus will also be stopped. So what do we do once a person gets keratoconus? Once a person gets keratoconus, we have 2 or 3 ways in which we can treat the keratoconus. We can stop the bulging of the eye by putting a contact lens, a semi-soft contact lens or a hard contact lens. So that will prevent the further bulging of the eye. The second thing we do is what is called as cornea cross-linkage. So the cornea or the transparent layer of the eye is made up of fibers which are called as collagen, which are cross-linked. So if I were to put riboflavin in my body and then use a laser, this cornea becomes harder. So instead of being elastic and coming out bulge, it will become harder and the keratoconus can be stopped. It can be stopped, it cannot be pushed back again. The last option is if there are striae which have come in and the cornea is cracked because of keratoconus becoming too severe, then we have to replace the cornea by some other person's cornea, that is called as a corneal transplant or keratoplasty. Now these are the options which are available. So I guess I covered all the aspects of keratoconus. The most important thing is that it can be prevented from becoming severe in a very bad way in some people if they were not to rub their eyes. And how would I know whether I have keratoconus? I would like to do a corneal topography, so the map of the cornea like a geographical map, and if it shows that this curvature is less and this curvature is very high, so if I have a very high cylindrical number or a high astigmatism, then we have a possibility of keratoconus. So we look at other tests and try to figure out what is the corneal thickness, what is the corneal pachymetry that is called as, and what is your corneal topography. And then we figure out whether you already have keratoconus and we start the treatment accordingly. So most important thing is to be aware of what is keratoconus, to be aware of high cylindrical numbers which are increasing over the years, and to prevent it or treat it at an early stage before it becomes too bad. Thank you.